Welcome to Conspiracy Theories with Insidious. This is the first episode. So, with this episode, my plan is to go over some of the most some of the most popular conspiracy theories. I will give my input as fairness as possible. If I think it's BS, I'll tell you about it. If I think it's worth an interest to me, we will take a deeper look and we will go through it together. So, without further ado, let's see what our first conspiracy theory is. So, these are the top 30. I'm not going to go through, I'm going to pick 10. Okay? We're going to go with 10. So, we're going to see what the first one is. The moon landing was fake. Well, let's start with see what people are saying and see if it's true or false. See what we can make of it. How about that? Flag moving in the wind, no stars in the sky. Whoever the misaligned shadows, there are points made in the conspiracy theory that Neil Armstrong didn't take the first leap mankind on the moon in 1969. For years, conspiracy theorists have argued that NASA staged the landing, that the secret has been projected by the CIA ever since. Well, there is no stars in this picture, but 1969. Come on, really? Ain't today's cameras? Jeez, I'm gonna debunk that one. No. All right, number 2. The government killed JFK. Let's read into that one. There are a number of conspiracy theories about President Kennedy's death, but one of the most popular is the government was behind the assassination. Many Americans don't believe Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, and biographer Philip Shannon claims that even Bobby Kennedy thought the CIA was responsible for his brother's death at first. I'm not going to debunk that. I'm not too sure about that one. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? Because there was a lot of things going on back then around that time frame. Some good, some bad. So, give or take from that, if you will, it could be a yes or no. But also, what was going on behind closed doors, we don't know. There was the stuff with Marilyn Monroe. There was a lot of stuff going on back then. And that's something, again, is not something I would feel like touching. And I say that with respect to everybody. That's something I don't feel like touching. It's a touchy subject and can make a lot of people unhappy, and I don't want to do that. So maybe somewhere down the line, if I get comfortable, I'll come back to it and we'll do some digging together. But right now, I don't want to get into that can of worms. I do not want to open that. Number 3, Earth has been sucked into a black hole. The European Organization for Nuclear Research is at the heart of a lot of crazy conspiracy theories, including the belief that when CERN discovered the Higgs boson, aka God particle, in 2012, it eventually created a black hole and Earth was sucked into it. These believers think the world ended in 2012, but we haven't realized it yet. What did I just read? I will read that again. The European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, is at the heart of a lot of crazy conspiracies, including the belief that when CERN discovered the Higgs boson, aka the God particle, in 2012. It eventually created a black hole and the Earth was sucked into it. These believers that think the world ended in 2012, but we haven't yet realized it. Okay. All right. Um, and people say I'm nuts. They're way off their rocker. They're gone. They're not even a little bit. They're out there. All right. I have to move on from it. I think we're on number 5. Disney created Frozen as a distraction. Now, we all have heard this actually, but we're going to see what distraction has come about. People have long discussed a conspiracy that Walt Disney used cryogenics technology to freeze himself when he died, even though the Disney family refutes the claim. However, a new theory is that Walt Disney Company created Frozen as a way to hack Google search algorithm and distract consumers from information about the late Walt Disney possible Frozen procedure. Could be possible, but I doubt that one. Now, guys, this next one, I do want to do one. I do want to do this. Man, that's gonna be a long time talking about this. The Denver International Airport is the Illuminati headquarters. The Illuminati leads to a conspiracy rabbit hole that we're not going to delve too far into, except when it comes to Denver International Airport. Many Illuminati believers it's the secret group's headquarters. The airport has embraced the rumors by poking fun at it, but that hasn't stopped people from believing secret tunnels and lizard lairs lurk beneath the building. It isn't the Denver airport that I am going to pick apart. It's the Illuminati, the theory. It's a theory. They can say what they want. The only theory is they try to cover it up. That's the point of a conspiracy theory. That's what they say when they don't want you to believe it. And they say, well, that's just a conspiracy theory. The problem is the Illuminati is right in front of you every day. The signs are all around you every day, and you never notice. The back of the $1 bill, all seeing eye, certain handshakes. You can Google all this stuff up and think I'm nuts, but this is all there. You will see Obama use the same handshake. You'll see George Clooney use the same handshake. You'll also see a lot of this going on. And how many people remember Eminem's Rap God? You'll see a lot of that. What most of rock and roll is, that or that. It's always the devil horns. So, Illuminati itself, they can say it's a conspiracy, but for a lot of Hollywood actors that are going around and flying a lot of Illuminati symbols, seems to be an unconspiratable debate there. So I will have to say, in my opinion, that is not a conspiracy theory. That's a fact, Jack. The other one, this one here cracked me up. This was number 6. The Earth is hollow. Really, the Earth is hollow. In 2014, scientists released new unknown findings about Earth's core, and let's just say conspiracy theorists took it and ran with it after learning that we don't know much at all about the surface of the Earth or what lies beneath its layers. The hollow theory gained traction. Some believers even think there's an Earth inside of an Earth. An Earth inside of an Earth. Wow. We are going deep now, boy. We're going Earth inside of an Earth. Is that even possible for a second for there to be two Earths? Okay. Number two, they talk about the Earth is hollow. Where does volcanoes come from? Where does lava come from? The center of the Earth. Science 101. We learned about this in elementary school. We even had a show called The Magic School Bus that took us down inside of a volcano and shot them back up out of it to show us how it worked. And they even told you then the center of the Earth is magma flow. So, I will debunk theory. Stupid. Stupid. Just stupid. How? What kind of a theory is that? All right. Number 8. The world is flat. The Flat Earth Society has spread across the globe in recent years, with more and more people believing the world is flat and stationary rather than rotating orb as science would lead them to believe. So because one guy turned around and says it's fake and whatever, we should believe it. Scientists have had it right all these years, but one guy seems to have an opinion. I say bullshit. And I calls it how's I sees it. Again, debunking that one. The next one is kind of funny. This is number 9. Prince Charles is a vampire. Why? Well, the Prince of Wales to relate to Vlad the Impaler. The inspiration of Bram Stoker's Dracula and many royals in Charles' bloodline were known to have the disease porphyria, which is an iron deficiency that causes people to be sensitive to sunlight. So now we have Prince Charles, a vampire, because he's related to a bunch of people. Wow. 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 Just wow. Wow, 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 wow. People are, I've said it before, people are freaking crazy, man. This is showing it. Now, these are theories I didn't want to get into. The ones that's already been around. We already know about Bigfoot. But this is number 10. These are the top 30 people. Just the top 30s. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, call it what you will. But many people are convinced that the elusive creature exists for years. People have tried to track it down, resulting in videos and images often emerging of a tall, hairy animal walking upright when all it is a person dressed in a monkey suit, walking around far view to get views and pictures. They can say what they want, whatever. People still do anything to get famous. Just how it is. That one is funny. We are living in the Matrix. People saw a movie, somehow saw the movie, mixed it with reality. Now we're living in the Matrix. People are crazy. I'm telling you, people are just freaking nuts. We go from living in reality and living in video fantasy land. Oh, this one's got fans. The moon isn't real. That's right. Some people think the moon doesn't exist. A conspiracy theory has gained particular traction with earthers, and they think the moon is simply a projection. Well, that's funny because that moon puts off an awful lot of light for projection. And if that's the case, if the moon is a projection, then the stars are a projection, which also means the sky is a projection, which also means the sky doesn't exist and the stars are fake and doesn't exist if the moon is a projection, which also means the sun would be a projection. Everything would be a projection at that point. So I'm going to have to say that conspiracy theory is dumb because that made absolutely no sense at all. If you come in and say that the moon is that, then I don't know what to tell you because that is inaccurate. Because that means the clouds and everything else that we are around would just be not there. Which also means the wind that we breathe. What's that? A giant fan? Come on, they have to do better than that. 14. The Titanic didn't actually sink. Really? The Titanic didn't sink. Let's see what scientist people think happened to the Titanic. The tragic accident has been a topic of many conspiracy theories over the years, including that it was another one of the company's ocean liners, the Olympic, that crashed into the iceberg, not the Titanic. But one sad fact remains: the ship did sink and approximately 1,500 passengers were killed. Okay, so Titanic didn't sink, another one did, 1,500 passengers still died. But yet, they have pulled relics of the Titanic, including tickets that said Titanic. So again, where do people come up with these theories? I got nothing. What in the heck do they do? Just read the paper, or do they even have conversations with each other when they do this? This is like the second one I've found that it is ridiculous. Like, where do they come up with this? Apollo 17 wasn't the last moon mission. Really? Oh, I gotta hear this one. After the success of Apollo 17, 1972, America stopped sending astronauts to the moon. NASA claimed they had logged all the research they needed and government funding was reduced, but a movie about fictional Apollo 18 came out, and now believers believe the mission was real and ended tragically when the astronauts had run in with aliens. Wow. So, a movie is made and an actor played in it. Somehow that became real. That's about as bad as the last one. We're living in the damn Matrix. People see a movie and think it's real. If that is the case, we are all gullible as crap when we watch what we see. That's it. I'm a lesbian. I watched what I seen. I'm a lesbian. Um, Number 16. Zombies can rise from the dead. The belief in zombies can be traced back to ancient Greece when they buried their dead with stones on top of them so they couldn't return from the grave. Even today, some people prepare for the zombie apocalypse just in case. We have all heard that actually, the great zombie weapon, or it has become quite the catchphrase, I must say, when you see something cool, or a sword, or a double battle axe, and you're like, this would be a great zombie apocalypse weapon. It is fun to say. Um, But I'm not going to rule that out because I do believe somewhere down the line that actually might actually happen. I just don't know that much, but it possibly can. And yeah, let's yeah, but it couldn't down the road, and it probably will someday. This one's funny. Bill Gates is making fake snow. With extreme weather conditions occurring across the United States in 2021, TikTokers stoked the fires on Bill Gates' conspiracy theory that he was creating fake snow that burns instead of melts. Spoiler alert, he wasn't. TikTokers. Again, gullibilism. It must be a real disease to be gullible. It really must be. I mean, how crazy can you be to actually believe that you can create snow that catches on fire? Yeah, okay. I totally buy that. Um, I don't know anything about this one, but so we're going to read on this one. I might actually have to research this one. And like I said, anything I say I'm going to research, I'm going to document it, and I will come back next week and tell you what I found. Because some of these I just find so ridiculous that I'm actually making fun of them because they are stupid. The Bates Mystery Sphere is alien material. The Bates Mystery Sphere has baffled the public since it was found by a couple in Florida in 1974. Conspiracy theories are convinced it's alien material, while others, such as military, say it's man-made object. So I'm going to have to actually look that one up because I don't know much about that one. So I will screenshot that one, look it up, let you know what I find on it. Now probably where I open next Tuesday on. Um, yeah, I really don't know much about that, and I'm not going to say that my opinion on that because of something I don't know. That's ridiculous for me to do. Yes, you're that right. Ridiculous. The opposite of ridiculous. Amelia Earhart was eaten by crabs. I'm done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure anyone who's watching just heard that right. I literally just read that. Millie Earhart has been shrouded in mystery ever since her aircraft disappeared in 1937. While it's widely believed that she ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean, some think she landed by mistake on a deserted island and was eventually eaten by 3 foot long coconut crabs that inhabited the shores. Wow. Where did they get? Where did they come up with this? Do they have nothing better to do with their day? I mean, like at all. Like you almost know this is crap. They're spewing. Like, come on. Do you have any proof of that? How is that even a conspiracy theory? Is there even a picture of a crab that big? Again, I got nothing. Moving on, number 20. The Loch Ness Monster lives in Scotland. I'm dying to hear what they have to say. Elusive in its nature, the Loch Ness Monster reportedly continues to live in Scotland. Loch Ness Lake has captivated the public for thousands of years. With no proof of this, they have one picture that looks like a giant dinosaur. Not joking. Giant. Do they just think of shit? Like literally just think of shit to say this is a conspiracy theory? It lives in Scotland. No proof. No anything. Bigfoot, I've already determined myth. I mean, that's just some guy dressed up in a suit, probably a sniper outfit, running around the woods with a guy in a camera, holding it far back away from him and saying, "Oh, look where he is. Oh, shit, that's terrifying." It's funny because any video that you watch on YouTube that has to do with Sasquatch or Bigfoot, they're all the same. Three people freaking out, and one person happens to see the thing, and it's the guy holding the damn camera. It's all the same. Tell my stepdaughter the same thing. Watching what you see on TV. Yeah. This one I have heard. Um, I can't say yes or no on this. There has been scientific study to this, what I am about to read, and I don't know how factual the scientific study is. So at this point, okay, I'm read in COVID-19. I'm going to have to really hear this one. 5G causes cancer and COVID-19. Cancer one I've heard. Scientific studies have been done. Once again, don't know how true they are. Let's hear the COVID part of it. I really got to hear this. This is going to be great. Ready for another byproduct of the global pandemic? The internet swarmed with misinformation that the wireless server was responsible for disease like cancer, even COVID-19. The spread of this theory even led to the destruction of some 5G towers, as people believed the powerful connection would kill them. Gullible. Said it again. See what I read on Facebook? It must have been true. Let's go and knock down that tower, Bob. God forbid that. I just took a freaking big ass hit of the meth pipe, but that's going to fry my brain cells. Gotta get rid of that. Like I said, globalism. It is a disease. People are too gullible. They believe what they see and they act on it. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is great. This is a good one. People watching this with me live right now, you guys are going to love this because this is going to be funny. Solar flare caused the Titanic to sink. Oh, wow. A study recently discovered that the northern hemisphere was experiencing a moderate to severe magnetic storm on the night of the ship collision. Similar solar flares are known to cause power outages on the Earth and could have affected the ship's radar and radio rescue signals. They didn't have sonar back then. They didn't have radar back then. A matter of fact, if anybody remembers how they were communicating, Morse code. That's right. They were using the beep beep, the beep beep, the beep beep, the beep beep, beep beep. Yeah, that's what they were using. I, I'm with you guys here. Where do they come up with this? Do they just smoke a joint and think about the nearest stupidest thing they can think of and say that's a theory and people back it? Shoot those people. Because I bet you they're either all high or they're 10 years old, 5 years old, and don't have a clue what the hell you're talking about. And going, yes, that's what happened. Right behind, beside logic behind it. Moving on, number 23. The Black Knight satellite is an alien spacecraft. Many conspiracy theorists are wary of a space subject that has become known as Black Knight satellite. Experts at NASA insist it's just space junk. Some believe it's an alien spaceship. I don't even want to respond to that. I could go 100. That was probably some drunk guy on his telescope. Only thing I'm thinking of right now is the old guy off of Armageddon when he's watching off that telescope. That's the only thing I'm thinking about is that guy drunk off his ass. Instead of seeing the asteroid, he calls them up to say, I saw aliens. And NASA goes, nah, it's just space junk. No, 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 it's there. It's really there. NASA goes, no, it's space junk. No, I'm pretty sure it's an alien spacecraft. No, it's space junk. And this guy's going to have full-blown conversation. Anyways, moving on. 24. Sirens were responsible for shipwrecks. Call them the original conspiracy theorists, but sailors have claimed the mystical women, dubbed sirens, will lure them to the rocks and cause shipwrecks back in the day. Again, where's your proof? It's hearsay. Show me a picture of one of these sirens. All you got's a painting of them swimming. And to be honest, they look like mermaids with fins, except they have two fins, almost like two legs. Proof, please. Enlighten me. 25. Planet X is the home to a world called Nibiru. I have heard this actually years ago, but let's see what the conspiracy theorists are gonna tell us. When news of an undiscovered planet in the solar system was revealed, many were fascinated and excited. However, some thought that Planet X housed a theoretical world called Nibiru. That would lead an apocalypse on April 23rd, 2018. Looks like we made it, people. Yeah, this says it right. We made it. I'm still here. '26. Queen Elizabeth. I was a man. No, seriously. That's the title. Ooh, see if I can get it. There you go. I was a man. Some believe that Queen Elizabeth died as a child, and to prevent the end of the royal line, was replaced with a young boy. This theory is said to explain why the ruler remained chastity throughout her reign. Chastity. Whatever. I don't know much about Queen Elizabeth, except for her picture. Um, so I'm not going to go along with the theory of her being a man. Even though she does kind of have the face of a man, now looking at it. But still, no judging. Moving on. 27. Airplane exhaust trails are filled with chemicals. All right. This one, I will say this. That is not a conspiracy. That's not a theory. That one's a fact. And it's funny because if anybody remembers, anyone here in Iowa, me being one, we had summers that were always hazy, kind of like silver. They weren't ever, you couldn't really even have a blue sky in the summer. It was always hazy like silver. Well, when another president got in office and decided to pull us out of the climate change, Iowa somehow had blue sky. And the jet loss was no longer jet loss, if that makes sense. It was like it wasn't even there. I don't know what to make of it, but I have heard many people talk about it. Them putting silver in to help shield the UV light to multiple things. But I'm going to read this real quick, read what they have to say before I give any more input on my own. There's nothing like a government poison conspiracy. Many people have hopped on board with theorists who claim that an airplane's exhaust trail caused by low temperatures and high altitudes is actually chemical trails or chemicals the government is trying to spray us with secretly. Now, with other conspiracy theorists that are out there, I'm not going to entirely debunk that one as much as some people probably wish I would. I am not. Because that one there is, I've seen a lot of videos. A lot of videos. Some people have actually reported seeing silver fall and whatnot. And no one knows where it came from. It's obvious where it came from. It's planes flying over, but they'll never say that. Government is shady. Oh boy. 28. The abominable snowman lives in Asia. Much like Bigfoot, the abominable snowman has long been a mythical creature that the public has tried to find for thousands of years. Lure the conspiracy, large foot tracks found in the snow of a two-legged human-like animal. Yeah, it's called, you can buy them. You put them on your feet, walk around, walk back out with the camera, tell everybody what you found. Attention seeking. That's what it's called. Debunked. No actual proof of that exists. Nothing. It's about like your Sasquatch theory. If Sasquatch was anything real, he would be nothing more than Harry and the Hendersons. Because that's as close to realism as you're going to get. Oh, yes, I remember hearing this one. You people might remember hearing this. And this one here is funny. COVID-19 vaccine has a 5G chip inside of it. When COVID-19 vaccine rolled out, there was a plethora of conspiracy theories regarding the medication. Most extreme being the vaccine contained a microchip, 5G. The theorists even began circulating supposed diagram of chips, which end up being the electronic circuit of guitar pedal. That one I remember hearing. Again, I don't know much on that per se. But again, people are gullible, believe whatever they want, forget the scientific facts of anything. You'll believe whatever you are told or look at. It's on Facebook, must be true. It's on Twitter, must be true. Without fact checking yourself off of Google or even looking it up on anything else, it's easier to say, Facebook posted it. It's official. It happened. How many death hoaxes does anybody remember on Facebook and everybody saying rest in peace? Tim Allen, about 3 years ago, Tim Allen died in a car crash. Had to go on TV, clear his name. Yeah. Facebook said it was real. Can't remember the other one. There's been a lot. John Travolta. I remember seeing his. Nicolas Cage I've seen several times. Um, who's the other one? There was another one. Michael Jordan, I think I saw a couple times too. Michael Jackson before he was even dead was several. All right. Internet red alerts can lead to harmful 5G radiation. You heard that right. Now let's read it and find out why. 5G feathers circulated news that Faraday cages around internet routers help prevent radiation from 5G and online cells soared. The real kicker, these cages block any and all electromagnetic radiation, including Wi-Fi signals. Hmm. But you notice what's funny about that? They did not deny the radiation from 5G. Let me reread that. See if you even noticed that they did not. You know what they said is that cages take care of all, including Wi-Fi signals. Let's reread. 5G Trethers circulated news that Faraday cages around internet routers help prevent radiation from 5G, and online cells soared. The real kicker, these cages block. They didn't even say anything. Did they really just agree? Wow. And call my dad crazy, back in the day when he said microwaves could cause cancer. And here they say these cages block any and all electromagnetic radiation, including Wi Fi signals. Why would you say these cages actually help if you're trying to be a theory? So is it a theory or is it a fact? Put that in the comment section. Let me know. Is that a theory or a fact? Because I'm confused right now because I'm sitting here rereading it and I see nothing on here of them even talking about a theory or even conspirators say, like they've said before. So I'm really trying to figure this out. I'm gonna screenshot this. I am going to research the crap out of that one too. We will find out. Trust and believe we're gonna find that one out. Was that it? Really? Yeah, that was number 30. Holy hell. That one happened fast. Well, crap. Well, so this one here was up in November. These are 16 of the best. Let's see what they're coming up with. 16 of the best coming up now. See if we got number one. Oh, yes, the 9/11 conspiracies. How many of you out here that are watching me remember 9/11? Show of hands, just put it down there. Because I know I do, and it was the day the world literally stopped turning. There ain't nothing these guys are going to tell me that is close to what actually happened. Nothing. So let's see. Conspiracy theorists have a variety of much more complex explanations for what happened at the World Trade Center and Pentagon, often involving insider knowledge by President Bush, Vice President Dick Cheney, and top Bush advisors. Some famous conspiracy theories rely on anti-Semitic tropes, such as the attacks being orchestrated by Israel. Never heard that one, that's funny. Many claim that because jet fuel can melt steel beams, Twin Towers must have been brought down by controlled demolition from bombs planted before the planes hit. Nova documentary. A 2006 Nova documentary debunked these claims. A documentary debunked the claims by conspiracy theorists. Okay. It is a fact, quite possible, for columns holding up skyscrapers to fall catastrophically when exposed to fires burning on multiple floors. Other claims are refuted by a simple logic. Hijackers' airplane did not crash into the Pentagon, as often claimed. They are then were is Flight 77 and its passengers, and many conspiracy theories. Bureaucratic incompetence is often mistaken for conspiracy. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. But anyways, I think it's safe to say these theories are inaccurate. Even though I do believe they have found the planes. So that means that I don't see the point to continue reading on that one. Princess Diana, the most popular of all. Was it a wreck? Was it accidental? Or was she murdered? I think that is a question I have heard many, many times since it happened in 1997. And again, that's not a can of worms I want to open. I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but I'm not one to dig into somebody's life, their troubles, to get to an answer. I'm just not going to do that. Um, but anyone who remembers Princess Diana and remembers that whole thing, I doubt for a second that it was or was not an accident. And I don't want to say either one of my beliefs on that. Because, like I said, that is a whole can of worms I don't want to open. But anybody else can. But let's read what they are saying. Within hours of Princess Diana's death on August 31st, 1997, in a Paris highway tunnel, conspiracy theories swirled, as was the case with John F. Kennedy. The idea that such a beloved and high-profile figure could be killed so suddenly was a shock. This was especially true of Princess Diana's royalty die of old age, political intrigue, or eating too much rich food. They don't get killed by common drunk driver. Unlike many conspiracy theories, though this one had billionaire promoting it, Mohammed Al Fayed, the father of Dodi Al-Fayed, was killed along with Diana. Okay, I remember that. On April 7, 2008, the coroner's jury concluded that Diana and Al-Fayed were unlawfully killed due to negligence of a drunk driver, chauffeur, and pursuing paparazzi. So, I old. Now sold on that. I still believe that it was murdered, and I don't think it was an accident. So, and I said I wouldn't open that can of worms, and I didn't. Paul McCartney's death. I don't know much about him either, but we will get into that. Paul McCartney is not dead. As of mid-2022, he was still touring. In fact, he probably still would be if the coronavirus pandemic hadn't canceled his gigs. He gave interviews. He has a website. He occasionally appears in tabloids. Pretty good for a guy that some conspiracy theorists think died in 1966. Fair enough. A lot of people believe that people fake death to get out of the spotlight of fame. I wouldn't blame them if they did, honestly, because I don't think I, for one, would blame them if they did want to get out of the fame. And what better way to do that is to death and pretend you're gone, and then take on another alias, grow a facial hair, grow your hair out. Pretty soon, people will forget you were ever famous. So yeah, I mean, I would almost have to agree with some of those on the celebrities faking death things because wow, I mean, seeing what they go through, the amount of turmoil they have. I mean, they can't even go to a public place and sit without people running up to them. So I get it. It has to be a little disturbing, and some people just want to get out of the spotlight. What was another one I was going to bring up? Some of the other ones I have heard around is celebrity deaths. Heard a lot of those. Tupac's being one. How Tupac Shakur, famous rapper, died in '96 shooting when they said his autopsy report was the same picture taken off of a music video in one of his albums. Um, I do remember seeing that video. I remember seeing him compared it. But what is funny is for a guy that they say is to be dead, he makes a lot of appearances. A lot of appearances. And that is quite interesting to me. Um, Chester Bennington, I've heard a lot of conspiracy on him. The biggest one that he didn't commit suicide, he was murdered. I have seen the reports on that one as well, to where there was two glasses of wine, but only one person was there. So who was drinking the other bottle or the other glass? Um, Pills in his system, but there was pills there, but no pills were in tox report. There was a lot of them that was going around time, but I do have things to pick apart on that, and I do agree with the fact who was drinking the other glass. If nobody else was there but him, who was drinking that other glass of wine? Like, really? Nobody was there, but yet you have two glasses of wine, open bottle, two glasses. They said the housekeeper found them. So who in the heck was in the house? Um, The other one, I have heard of Chris. I've heard some conspiracy theories about Chris Benoit, um, about how he was another one that was murdered and didn't really do what he did. Um, One person said towel was a way to hide strangulation, and that's why they used the towel around his neck rather than just let go, because Cable had just decapitated him. So you use two birds, get rid of one stone. Um, the other things I've heard was things didn't make sense. Why only one part of the room was a mess, the rest of the house was clean. They said there was a struggle at the computer desk, but yet the computer chair is perfectly moved back, like they just kind of pushed back and stood up. Um, the computer, they said, was on, she was working, but yet it looked like it had a hard drive file popped up instead of an actual, like my screen is right now, how it's showing me talking to you guys. That would be a working screen. Instead, it had files from the hard drive. To me, that's somebody looking for something. That's not somebody that is working. And the other thing that got me was the pictures. Like I said, I followed this one up a little bit, and I agree to disagree in certain extents. And I will get into those as I talk with this one. The things I didn't understand was pictures that were taken off the wall, laid down kind of neatly. There was boxes. You could see those throughout the crime scene photos. There was a lot of boxes. And I'm sitting here going, were they moving? Because even his stuff was sitting on top of these boxes. And the knife threw me off that they found in his son's room. It's like, why the knife? Why did he take the knife? Didn't intend to use it. He didn't use it on his wife. Why did he bring the knife? Why the knife at all? So there's a lot there that is unanswered in forms of conspiracy, and why wasn't any of this answered? Why didn't they bring any of that out in the open when you're doing your initial investigation? Oh, the boxes, the pictures off the wall, to there was multiple things. It almost looked like it was almost like a home invasion, and Chris was the last one to die. Like he was forced to watch them kill his family, and then he was the last. And that's kind of how it freaking looks. But what do I know? And somebody asked me, well, what about the recordings? We have computers. They're like, well, we didn't have the software that. Yeah, we did. Nobody ever see Star Wars? It ain't hard. Had been hard to change somebody's voice. It hasn't ever been. All right, moving on from that one, we'll get over to Michael Jackson's conspiracy theories about Neverland. Heard a lot about Neverland, how he used to take kids here, take kids there, or several. Without the facts on that, and there really hasn't ever been any, that's to me is debunked. Um, if anybody knows of any other good conspiracy theories, put them up in the comments, message me. I'm on Facebook. I got my own Facebook group, Insdious Streaming. You can find me down there. Ghost was be with me tonight to kind of help me run through some of these and get his topics or opinion in topics, but he decided to back out on me. So it was just me tonight. I will be back next Tuesday. I will Google up those other two and figure out more on those, and I'll come up with some more conspiracy theories. And hopefully we can find some new ones, because I'll tell you what, some of the ones we found today were just stupid. In the meantime, take care. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. If you're on Twitch, subscribe. If you see me on YouTube, follow me on there. I'm also live on YouTube right now. I mean, not YouTube, but Facebook. I'm live on Twitch. Live on Insidious streaming page on Facebook. I also am on Spotify, but I don't know if this will go on there or not. I'm also on Spotify, Insidious Goes Talking Football. Also on YouTube as Insidious Goes Talking Football. And we do multiple podcasts, so if you guys enjoy this, follow, hit the like button, and we'll see you Tuesday. Have a rest of your week. This is the Have a good day, y'all.
I am Insidious. Thanks for watching this podcast.